my lovelies, how are you all doing? So today's event has been cancelled, which is absolutely fine. It's not a problem. I do understand the heat and everything is getting to us at the moment, so I thought I'd just make a quick video. So let's just start with just taking a deep breath in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. So your deep breath in through the nose is taking all the positive energy, all that fresh air into your body, and breathe all the negativity out of your body. So that's a little bit of a grounding exercise. So if you're feeling a little bit nervous at times, just always feel free to give that a go, and yeah, it might help you. So this month has had a lot of conversations around cognitive fatigue, feeling overwhelmed, pressure, how we don't trust ourselves sometimes, and today I would have liked to just reflect on that, because it's really important. As you can see, I've got my ring back as well. So there's nothing here there's nothing to prove today. That it's not about that, and we don't have to have a productive month. Okay, it is not important to have a productive month, but to maybe think about things a little bit. So just be who you are, and that is enough, as you know. Now I'd like you to unclench your jaw. Okay, just relax it, just unclench your jaw. And then just relax your shoulders a little bit, just let them drop. You know, there is no need to sit up rigid. Just relax into your chair, and just take one more breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And remind yourself that surviving difficult seasons also counts, and the summer obviously is a difficult season for so many of us, and that is okay. So one thing I think brain fog often does is it damages our self-trust. We stop believing in ourselves. So when we're feeling all foggy and we have that nervous moment, you know, of like, oh my god, you know, like if you're talking to someone, for example, we've had that conversation, we're talking to someone and we're losing track of our words, we forget, and then we're like, oh fuck, I should have said this, I was meant to say this is, oh, and you forget, and you start self-doubting yourself, you start feeling conscious, you start feeling anxious, and it happens to so many of us. So when we forget things, we lose words, we cancel plans because we've forgotten appointments maybe, we struggle to focus, so even reading can become a huge task, because like for example, if you're reading a book, you know, you may read the first page, get to the end of the first page, and you're like, I forgot what I read at the beginning of that page, and you have to restart again. It's so frustrating. We feel inconsistent, and it's really easy to start questioning ourselves constantly. Okay, but that is okay. I just want you to know that is okay. A lot of people living with chronic illness start becoming really hyper aware, so really aware of what we're doing, you know, every single moment of the day. Every single mistake that we make, you know, we're like, oh, shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have said that, should have remembered. Like with tasks and things as well, like if we've got certain things to do and we just forget appointments, brilliant example, and everything that's unfinished. So we might say, right, okay, I'm going to clean my kitchen today, and you get halfway through and it's just too much. You have to go and sit down, and then you forget, oh, I should be cleaning that kitchen, until you walk back in there and think, oh my god, look at this. And I do that all the time. So what I want you to know is that brain fog is not a cognitive flaw, okay? It's not a character flaw. It doesn't make you less of a person. You are still you, and I think you are all incredible, okay? You're not weak because your nervous system isn't, or no, you're not weak because your nervous system is overwhelmed. See, I just did that bit of brain fog there. So you're not weak because of that. You are a strong individual. You are here. You are looking for support, which is so important. So sometimes progress can look like recognizing overload earlier. So knowing, hang on, actually, I'm getting overloaded. This is getting a little bit too much. It's about recognizing that. Because when you recognize that, you can stop a little bit earlier. Resting before collapsing as well, the same. You know, if you thinking, oh God, you know, my feet can't carry me anymore, well, that's too late. It's knowing that you are getting to that point of that heaviness feeling you may get in your feet. I get that, so that's what I'm using as an example. It's knowing to stop before that actually happens. And obviously this can vary from day to day, because what we are capable of today, we may not be capable of doing at all tomorrow. So it's really, really, really important to maybe learn this about yourself. Asking for support is another important one. You know, it is not shame. There is no shame in asking for support. There is no shame in that. We're all here for each other, and it's really, really important to have that support. So for example, if you look at, gosh, I think it was 1 o'clock in the morning, I started messaging in the WhatsApp community, I can't sleep, I am too hot, I don't like it. And lo and behold, there wasn't just one person that replied. You know who you are. You know who you are, ladies. And it's good to have that support there. Because in that moment, I felt really frustrated. I felt really lonely. I felt like everybody else is in the house sleeping. And that pressure of, I've got to get up in the morning because I've got to see to my children. It was really crushing in on me. It was really, really difficult. And if I wouldn't have had those conversations I did in our WhatsApp group, then things may have looked really different. I would have got angry with myself, more frustrated. I would have beaten myself up about it. And that's the truth in it. It's the truth. So what else is there? So speaking to ourselves more kindly. So I am enough, I am loved, okay? I am enough and I am loved. My health conditions do not make me lesser of a person. I'm loved. And so are you. Like, for example, my birthday lunch that I had, that some of you lovely ladies did come to, signed up for. It was incredible because that moment, and this is why the events are so important as well. In that moment, in those couple of hours that we had together, I felt loved, I felt supported, I felt so much energy in the room. The smiles, the laughter, the little giggles we had. And do you know what? It was the first time in 50 years of my life that I sat down with friends, and I would call you friends, that I sat down with friends and celebrated my birthday. I've done that with family before, right? This makes me really emotional because this is really heavy stuff for me, you know. I've never had what I've got now. It was so incredible, and I want to thank each and every one of you for being there. You have made that day for me so special. I can't even begin to describe. I just can't. That feeling, I've never had that before, and as I said, I've never been for a meal with any of my friends like that before, so I am truly grateful. Anyway, I don't want to cry about this. Happy tears, right? So anyway, you need to think positive, or need to try and think positive about yourself, or think about positive things in your life. What positive could there be? So you've got a roof over your head, right? You're living, you've got a bed to sleep in. You've got food to eat. You may have people around you that love you. You've got this community, which is incredibly powerful, right? It's so important. What else could you be grateful for? The sunshine. Yes, okay, it might be hurting our limbs, but it is actually nice to feel a little bit of warmth after such a long winter. The air that we breathe, the breath that we take, the heart that beats for us every single day. So there's some positive things that you can think about, you know, and reflect on and think, right, actually I have got this. So what else is there? So reducing the guilt as well. You don't have to feel guilty to you don't have to feel guilt every time something doesn't quite go like you imagine it to. You don't have to feel that guilt, because you are, and so most of us are, we're actually doing our best. We are doing our best. And I say most, it's probably all of us. We're doing our best to cope with life, you know, cope with our health conditions. We're trying to be the best mum, we're trying to be the best wife, we're trying to be the best friend, we're trying to be whatever it is, we are trying our best. And the best is enough. And even if you can't do your best, that is still enough, because you are still turning up for yourself and for other people. That is so important. So don't feel guilt when you have to sit down for that cup of tea, because actually you're sitting down for that cup of tea to recharge your energy and carry on, you know, and be there again. So important. And just have a think about that. So pacing, again, you have to try and do that more honestly with yourself. Be honest about it. Are you actually really pacing? Are you taking those breaks when you should be taking those breaks? Like when your body is saying, whoops, I've had enough. Or are you pushing through? Because with pushing through, there is so much. You push through and you will feel it the next day. You might even feel it the hour afterwards. But if you listen to your body and just say, right, okay, I need to go and sit down, or I need to take a break, then that is something really powerful you can do. It's so powerful. Like I do that, you know, like for example, when I'm making food, I'll sit down in between, you know, like if I put something on the hob, like say I have to boil some potatoes and sausages, I put the potatoes on boil and I go and sit down and I stay seated as long as possible. And then sometimes the potatoes end up really mushy, but I don't care, you know, I'm still cooking. What an example. But that is one example, you know, I sit down in between things, and it's really, really important, because I'm listening to my body. I know where my limits are, because I have learned that it's not something new, it's something that I've learned. Now sometimes it's also really, really important, survival. Sometimes surviving survival mode on a day as well. It's really important that we don't abandon how we're emotionally feeling and things, because some of us do. Some of us go through the day and we are literally just getting through the day, just to be met by the same sort of thing the day after. Now that is really a difficult time to be at as well. Like over the last couple of days, where it's been really, really hot, I was in survival mode, and I did the absolute minimum. I didn't really go outside much. I maybe spent 10-15 minutes outside, jumped in the hot tub and came back out and went straight back inside. But that is also okay. It is okay just to be in survival mode, because we need to know that's okay. Okay, we need to know that's okay, because if we start beating ourselves up about being in survival mode, then things can get a whole lot worse, and we don't want that for ourselves. So I'd like you to think about what has this month made you reflect on personally. Like, have you noticed any changes? Have you noticed anything about yourself? This could include things like pressure you might have been carrying, or something that's helped you, pacing and just really listening to yourself, and something maybe that you're struggling with, you know. Have you noticed anything? So here's a prompt for you, okay? Have you become more aware of cognitive overload this month? What has self-compassion looked like recently to you? And what helps you feel safest when your mind feels overwhelmed? Now, if you write those prompts down, then you can journal. You can journal. Write them down, journal a little bit about it. If you write one sentence, that's enough. If you write 10 sentences off A4 pages, do whatever you like with it. So yeah, and then just remember that you do not need to become the best version of yourself, okay? You do not need to become that person before you started feeling poorly. You started with your pain, you started with your brain fog. You do not need to become that person, okay? I know I don't need to become that person, because I'm not that person anymore. I am not the 20-year-old that goes out and has a drink and is having loads of fun and stuff. No, I'm that person that likes to sit in a hot tub when I can, and just rest. That's the person I am now, and obviously supporting all of you. You are allowed to move more slowly. You do not have to rush every single day or every single minute of the day. You're allowed to actually rest. You're allowed to rest, and you're allowed to adapt as well. You can adapt, or try and adapt, around the way you're feeling on any given day. You can try and adapt to that. Notice what is going on, and just think, right, okay, if I tweak that a little bit there, then maybe, just maybe, I will feel a little bit better. Even during difficult cognitive periods, you are still worthy of support. You're still worthy of connection. You're still worthy of understanding and of kindness too. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope this has been okay for you. And gosh, 20 minutes. As I said, normally we do a Google Meet, but today's fallen through for various reasons. So yeah, I hope you're okay, and I'm sending lots of love, and this is me closing down. Mate, I nearly said tune then. See, this is what I mean. But do you know what? I laugh about it. Things like that, I'm like, whatever. And it's okay. It's okay. There is nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so that's me for today. Sending lots of love, and take care of yourselves. Keep hydrated, and sending you a gentle hug. Okay, sending you all the gentle love. Speak soon. Bye bye.